Hi. So Religare Investco Mid and Small Cap Fund is a fund which is focused on buying mid and small cap companies based on a totally bottom-up stock picking approach. The fund is growth biased with exposure to high growth categories, which would be approximately about 60 to 70% of the fund, and the remaining portion would be allocated to value oriented categories. We intend to own stocks which are of high quality. So these are stocks which possess strong fundamentals in the form of high returns on capital employed. Usually they would possess low leverage on the balance sheet, and definitely they would ideally possess sustainable growth in the business over a period of time. The sector allocation in the fund is largely driven by stock selection. At all points of time, we intend to remain fully invested. We do not take any cash calls in the fund. The portfolio is intended to be diversified with approximately 45 to 55 stocks at any point of time in the portfolio. We also intend to own about 10 to 25% of the portfolio in quality small cap stocks. So currently we are exposed to broadly three themes in the portfolio. The first theme is consumption theme, second is investment theme, and third is exports. In terms of allocation, we would be allocating about two-fifths of the portfolio, or 40% in the consumption theme, approximately 40% in investment theme, and remaining 20% in the exports theme. So consumption theme is broadly investment into companies which benefit out of improvement in the overall demand for certain consumer products, due to rise in per capita income, due to strong GDP growth rates over a period of time, and these companies can tend to capitalize on these structural trends over a period of time. So some of the examples of portfolio companies in this theme are Britannia Industries Limited, etc. The second theme is investment theme. These are companies exposed to investment demand. So investment demand is effectively derived demand or demand for producing goods and services. So these are demand from producers of goods and services, and not directly from consumers. So some of the companies or industries in this would be largely exposed to this cyclical segment of the economy. And as we all have seen that in the past 5 years, India's economy has been decelerating and has been growing at a slow pace, which has in turn impacted some of these companies operating in the cyclical industries. We intend to own some of these companies operating in these cyclical industries, which have which some of the companies which we want to own would have strong balance sheets, have demonstrated strong product acceptances over a period of time, and can weather the current poor economic growth in the economy. So whenever there is an economic revival, these will be the sort of last man standing, and the first to take any benefit of macroeconomic revival. So these companies would tend to get the benefit of pent up demand, which would tend to get released whenever the economy would revive. The third theme is exports theme, and as the name suggests, these companies are beneficiaries of depreciation in the currency, and the companies which we intend to own, these are companies which have some certain strong competitive advantages, due to which they are able to retain the benefits of currency depreciation, and this benefit largely flows down to the shareholders. So we intend to own companies in not only the traditional IT software or pharmaceutical industries, but also in companies which are in the infrastructure segment, and companies which are in the engineering segment, which are exposed to exports. So in a nutshell, I would say that some of the key reasons for owning mid caps, and or why mid caps in the current market, can be answered by two simple points. One is mid caps normally tend to do better in a macroeconomic upcycle, and second, mid caps tend to do better in a phase of declining interest rates. Right now, we are in a phase of economy where we have experienced slow economic growth in the last 5 years. So, and the government is taking steps to revive economic growth. The government is taking steps to improve the investment demand, declog the projects which have been stuck up in environmental clearances, all of which would lead to some sort of a improvement in the macroeconomic outlook over the next 5 years. All this can help improve the attractiveness of fiscal mid-cap stocks. And importantly, from an investor's point of view, these are companies where you can invest for a long period of time, and especially an investment through SIP route can be far more beneficial, because it removes a lot of volatility which is inherent in this particular sub-segment of the asset class. Thank you.